Good morning, guys. My name is George, and I'm pretty sure this is the first video I'm ever doing where I have to talk about one or two things before I get into the chat. So I'm a forex trader, by the way, and I'm trying to run a series where I'm going to be doing a video to document how I took my trades and what happened and why did I take this trade, both losses and wins. So I bought an account on the 14th of February 2026, and I've been trading it for like 29 days now. It's crazy. So that's my first ever Profem account, and I said this would be my first ever Profem account I will pass. So like what I mean is I bought this Profem for the first time, and I'm saying I'm determined I'm going to pass this Profem for the first time. Now, how do I plan to do this? I bought a 25k account from Funded Next. So what I wanted to do was I wanted to take things gradually. I'm not in a haste, actually. So I know people do what they call over leveraging and misusing their lot sizes, trying to pass some phases in their Profem account very quick. So but I personally feel like if we can trade it like it's our own personal money, there will be no reason for you to blow your account. So what do I mean? So 25k account, we all know that you have a total of $2,500 for you to risk for the whole account. So which means you only have 1,250 to lose the first day of your trade. Then the second day, if you lose another 1,250, you're gone. That means you've blown the account. So now what I now decided to do is in a day I'm going to be risking nothing higher than $300. All right, so if I'm on $300 loss, I'm going to close even if it doesn't hit my stop loss. So which means you're going to calculate properly so that your stop loss will be overall less than or $300. I hope you understand. So yeah, so this is how I plan on doing it. So at some point, that should be between ending of February / April beginning, I was on drawdown. I was actually making $800 profit. Then I was on drawdown of $800, and I was looking for a way to grow it back. So I left the account for some time. I was not emotional about it actually. So I left the account for some time. Then I came back to it. I think I came back to it ending of May. That was when I came back to it. So now, this ending of May, I decided that I'm just going to keep to my rules. No matter what happens, if I blow the account, then I'll know that okay, this is that losing streak phase. So I'll check and I'll make sure that okay, I had good reasons why I bought this trade or good reasons why I sold this trade. I hope you understand now. So now therefore hold on. So like I said, this is my first ever video, so it might really be a little bit cranky, but then just manage. I hope I'm delivering something meaningful to you guys out there. So as God may have it, I grew the account back to break even, and right now I'm on 14%, which means I'm on profit of 4%. So which means I'm on profit of $1,000. I'll show you the account here, and this is the profit I made today, which I'll be talking about. So yeah, so today's own, I said I'm going to start today. Actually, today is 8th of June 2026. So today is when I said I'm going to start my forex trading vlog, where I tell you guys, I show you what I do every day, and I show you how I do it, and take you through my wins, my losses, everything. I want to be the first. I don't know if there are other I don't know if there are other original forex traders on YouTube, but if you're seeing my video for the first time, trust me, I'm trying to be very much original. I'm not going to hide anything, both my emotions, everything. We are all humans. Sometimes your professional traders, the ones that taught you, also fuck up their emotions. So yeah, so let's get to the charts. Let me show you how it's being done. So this is my trade I took this morning. Oh, sorry. I need to reverse this. All right, so this is the trade I took this morning. And what made me take this trade? If you go, let's start from the daily time frame. So from the daily time frame, what can we see? We all know that gold closed to the downside, right? On Friday, which is this candle here. So then we were expecting a pullback to this demand zone, because I trade supply and demand zone actually. So I was expecting that okay, there'll be a pullback to this supply zone. Then I can now move for a sell. I can now look for a sell to the downside. Moreover, this is the overall lower high. So we are yet to know. Actually, Friday, here was the lower, this area. I don't know if you can see clearly. This candle, the closing of this candle here was the lower low, right? So I was expecting a pullback to this supply zone, then we drop down. And I also have another supply zone here. I call it an extreme supply zone. It's too far, anything can happen, and there's a liquidity sitting around here. So I'm expecting this zone to be a strong one. So hopefully price might, I had two scenarios. The first scenario was that price might break out of this zone, something like this. Price might move up, break out of my supply zone, break out of the resistance. Then there should be a demand zone around here. When the demand zone is being touched, I'll now sell. I'll now buy all the way to this supply zone. That's my second scenario. But my first scenario as of Sunday, what I was expecting was a push to this upside, then a drop to this zone or this zone. So why did I mark these two zones? I'll explain to you why I have these two lines here. Now, first of all, when I open the chart, first thing I did was to check overall what's price doing. Price was moving to the downside. Price is moving to the downside, not was actually. You see, as you can see, price is moving to the downside. This is what price is doing. So I now marked the recent low, the obvious low that I can see, which is this one. But around here, I think that should be on the 4 hours time frame or thereabouts. There was something significant around that zone. Let me show you. So you see, this was the closing of this candle. So I pay attention to the closing of a candle and I also pay attention to the wick of a candle. So on the 4 hours, this is the closing of a candle. And this is where I was expecting to, when I took my sell, this is where I was expecting to take profits this morning. So yeah, so when I woke up this morning, I noticed that something is happening around here, but I don't know what exactly is happening around this line, this area. So for me to know what's happening around this area, I need to drop down to the smaller time frame. So that was what led me to 1 hour time frame. I moved to 1 hour time frame. I checked. I didn't see anything. I was like, okay, let's go down more. Move to 30 minutes. We checked. We couldn't still see anything. The only thing we could see is lower lows and lower highs. This is it. Let me show you. So how I marked my lower lows and lower highs on 30 minutes time frame was from this move, then pull back, then this move. You see, it didn't take out this week, so I'm not considering it anything. I didn't even bother to look at this area. So I started from this area, this particular place. So I knew there was a break out of this place. So this is a break of structure. It broke this structure here, came down. Even if it gave me a week, it came down here. Then there was a pullback to this area, and then there's a push down again, right? Okay. So, but before this happened, let's be very clean. This was I'm looking for where Monday started. Okay, so this is where Monday started, right? This bullish candle here. So this was where Monday started, but there was nothing happening. That was around 1 o'clock. I was not awake. I was actually sleeping. So then when I woke up around 8 o'clock, this was where what I saw. This area was what I was seeing. So what I first of all looked at was what happened here before this area. So for me to know what happened here before this area, I have to drop down to the 15 minutes time frame actually. So when I dropped to the 15 minutes time frame, what I did was to mark clearly the structure I'm seeing. So this is the structure I was seeing. This is where Monday started. There was a week up, then there was a breakout of this week. So let me mark it so you can see it. This is a breakout of this week. So please pardon what I don't know, I might be sounding a little bit confusing, but I'm not a professional in dropping videos like this. So like I said, this is like my first time I'm trying to, be able to document my trades. So I know with time I'll get much more better in, explaining myself to you guys. So this was the breakout that I saw. Then when I woke up around, let me move this so I can see the time. So when I woke up around 7:30, 8ish, around that time, I'm in Nigeria, so that's when we trade London section, 9 o'clock. So you prepare between 7 to 8:30. I didn't check fundamentals actually because on Sunday I already was expecting that price would tap here before any other thing. So I was not really paying attention to fundamentals, just to be sincere. I just wanted to just go in and come out easy. So when I marked this area, the next area I marked was this lower high here. This was the lower high I marked. Then I marked the lower low, which is this one. I marked the lower low, which is this one I'm seeing here. All right. So the trade I want to take is just between this range. All right. So for me to take this trade around here, I now know that, okay, overall price is bearish. 15 minutes is giving me a bearish structure, and I'm currently seeing a pullback around here, right? So I went down to 5 minutes to see if I'll see maybe a supply zone I can sell from. And I saw this supply zone. So I marked this supply zone. Let me push it further. Okay, so I marked this supply zone. When I marked this supply zone and price tapped into the supply zone, that was okay. Sorry, that was around 720. So when I marked the supply zone, the next thing I wanted to see is a breakout of this area. So for me to see this breakout, I need to drop further low. Remember that my supply zone I marked was on the 5 minutes time frame and my structure was on the 15 minutes time frame. This is to show you that in any time frame you're using, supply and demand actually works. So on the 1 minute time frame, when I dropped, I actually marked this area. Let me mark it again so you see what I saw before I took my trade. So this was the area I marked. So I wanted to see a bearish displacement. This is the bearish displacement that broke out of this area. So when I saw this displacement, I wanted to see a little pullback to the upside before I start selling. So then this pullback was very aggressive and it was interesting. All of a sudden, this bullish move was quite strong. So I was trying to be skeptical. I said, okay, until I see a little bearish push to the downside, then I'll just enter. I'm trying to enter aggressively. So when I saw this bearish candle here that closed around this area with just a little weak and I sold. Now, talking of where I dropped my stop loss, I would have dropped my stop loss just above here, but no, I learned something I came to understand in my little experience of trading is that when you take a sell, you need to be very realistic. You don't need to put your stop loss just a little bit above your supply zone. You need to put it above the structure that created the supply zone. Like I said, above the structure that created the supply zone. So on the 15 minutes, this was the structure that created the supply zone, which I marked, which is this and this, right? So I took this sell, put my stop loss here. So if you can see, if you can understand, you will notice that this should be giving me around 1:2 or thereabouts. If you move it to this place, all right, if you move it to the lower low, which is here, all right. But if you want, you can still move it all the way down to the major structure you marked on 4 hours time frame. But this was where I was expecting price to go to this morning. Actually, here was where I was expecting price to go to. So when I took this sell, my take profit was actually open. I'm not gonna lie. So when it got to this place, I was very skeptical. Why was I skeptical? Because this looks like a minor demand zone. Let me show you. So this looked like a minor demand zone. So price moved with a very strong bearish around zone when it got to this place. And then I noticed that there's a consolidation around here. I said, okay, I'm going to cut my trade from here because I don't know what's happening around this area. So that was how I took my trade and I cut my trade here. This is it. Let me show you. So yeah, this is it. So this was how I cut my trade around this area. No, this area, sorry. So I cut my trade around this area. This is like 1:1.2 or 1.3 or thereabouts. So you need to know when to leave the trade and when not to leave the trade. If I had been stubborn and I decided to like leave the trade running, you see it's back to my entry. I probably must have tapped my break even. Do you understand? So what I do is I watch structures. I want to see what actually is going on around my structure, inside my structures. So when I notice this consolidation means that there's a fight between buyers and sellers. I don't want to be involved in this fight. I love trades that just move direct. You see the way this one moved direct to the downside. That's how I love my trades to be. I want my trade to just not stress my brain, just move all the way down. So the moment I start feeling stressed in my brain, I cut my trade. So I cut my trade here. Then all of a sudden there was a pull down to this. I was wishing I actually left my trade, but then I mean it's all good. $500, sorry, $400 and something dollars is not a bad one. I actually took this trade before. I took a very risky, aggressive trade. Let me just give you a hint. So when I was selling this trade earlier on, it was moving up and I kept on stacking positions. So when I was stacking positions, I checked my stop loss and my stop loss was around 1,000 something. I was like, no, this is not what I'm supposed to do. It seems like I'm now becoming emotional. So what I did was I closed all the trades, both the losing one, the winning one, everything. So I think I made around 90 something dollars or thereabouts. So I re-entered the trade according to my rules. So that was what gave me a total of $500 today. So the 90 something plus the 400 something I made, that was what made it, summed it up to actually 500, yeah, today. So thank you guys. That was how I took this trade today. And what lesson did I learn today? Lesson number 1: on stack positions, play by your rules. Lesson number 2: you need to make sure you're seeing a structural change before you close a trade. What do I mean? You see this area where okay, let's say this is it. This is lower high. This is an internal structure to the structure which you're trading, right? So this is a lower high. This is a lower low, right? Unless there is a very strong candle breaking above this, unless there's a strong candle breaking above this lower high, this internal lower high here, you are not permitted to close your trade. Remember, you're already on break-even around here, right? So when trade is just consolidating around here, it has not broken your structure, internal structure fully. So there's no need for you to close your trade, even if there's a fight. So this is what I learned today. So like I said, this is just a documentary of the trades I take, so I can go back to watch them and always learn from them. But if you find this video helpful to you, I mean that's fine, that's good. You can enjoy. So I'm not posting the video for me to get followers or anything. I'm just saving the videos here, but it's okay if you want to learn from it also. So like I said, my explanations might not really be that clear, but if you have a question, you can always comment on the comment section. I will go through the comment section and I might even make a video for you about something that's bothering you in Forex. So if it's something I cannot, deal with, I'll definitely tell you I cannot deal with it or I don't know it. Okay, let's go together. So if I had left this trade and I respected this rule where it has to break here before I will conclude that okay, this trade is moving to the upside, I would have seen profits here, and this place would have been a reasonable place to close because of this candle close. Do you understand? So this would have been, how many pips did I just lose? So if you check, this was where I closed my trade, somewhere around here. I closed my trade. If you check, that's around 140 pips. That's a whole lot. So yeah, we learn every day actually. So that was how I took this trade today. So see you guys next time on my YouTube channel. All right, bye guys.